Hey everybody, what's up? It's Nick, and welcome to this episode of Mantra Snacks. They're little bite-sized chunks of wisdom and thought for you to chew on throughout your day. And I'm here with Kisma. How are you doing, Kisma?
I'm doing great. Hey everyone.
Awesome. So this Mantra Snack, I wanted to talk about goals, and spiritual goals in particular.
Ooh.
So when you think about this, you know, nobody really gets into business and just says, like, I just want to open up a business and I'm just going to have a business and it'll be awesome. Like, if they do, those businesses probably don't do very well. In fact, I've seen some of those businesses and they often fail. No, like, most people get into business and they have like a goal. I'm going to go do this. Like, I want to serve people with this, and here's my little plan, and here's how I'm going to go about it, right? And I think when you get into the realm of like growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, and self-realization, it lacks some of those specific goals sometimes. Tangible goals.
Yeah.
And so we were just talking about this, where if your mind can't conceive of the goal, it has nothing to run after. So if you pitch up something that your mind just can't like understand, it's just going to kind of flounder. So it's really important to have like these incremental goals when you think about like self-realization. Like, I hear a lot of people in the spiritual would talk about like, I want to be self-realized. You know, that's awesome, but there are incremental goals along the way, and personal development, like self-development or self-realization, they're really just one and the same path. And we talk about it sometimes in absolute terms of going for like the big enchilada, you have self-realization, and then the relative terms of just like, how can I be a better human? Right. So that specificity of the goal, like even that one, I don't know about you, but that one even to me is like really big. Like, I just want to be a better human. I just want to be a better person. Like, that's cool, but what does that actually mean to you? So the more specific that you can be around that goal to be a better human, like, what specifically does that mean to you? How would you think? How would you talk? How would you act? How would you be with other people? How would that affect your life? Like how would you show up in your life differently? That is really important to know specifically what that would look like. Does that make sense? Like,
that makes great sense. I mean, we were just talking too, the mind can't focus on something it doesn't know. Right? So think about that. We're like, oh, I want to be self-realized. Like, we really don't know what that is. We think it's something that is all blissed out and we won't have problems or whatever. But so when we begin, like you were saying, Nick, is like, I'm going to be a better person. Well, what about you needs to shift? What specific thing about you needs to shift so that you actually feel like you're being a better person? So is it a more patience? Is it simply listening? Like, do you know how many people would really benefit if their goal for the next month was, I'm going to be a better listener?
Yeah.
Be really awesome, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to be more patient, or I'm going to be more loving to myself. But all these different aspects, if one of those are tweaked and one of those are elevated, the whole human can't help but elevate as well. Yeah,
absolutely. One of mine that I pitched up recently, I don't remember when exactly I did it, but it was communication. I want to improve my communication.
Look at you go.
I'm getting better at it. Yeah. But what happened is, like, when I started it, I just knew it needed to improve, right? I didn't really know what the problems were, but with that thought in my mind, my mind started to create an image of like, well, what is clear communication? Like, how, where am I not doing that? And I can get more and more clear, and the more clear I become, the easier it is for me to correct issues or to see when like something is off,
right?
Or where I could have been more clear, and the confusion that my lack of clarity created for others, and the effects that rippled out into, right? It's actually like it becomes a really kind of an intricate system,
Right.
all from that single thought.
Right.
And it got more and more specific. So, it might be your relationships. It might be one specific relationship that you're really having a tough time with, with your parents, or maybe your kids are at that age, or somebody that you work with, or a boss, or whoever, right? Maybe it's just that one relationship. But what I would say is, like, the more specific that you can be with that goal, the better it's going to serve you through that development, like
Right.
step by step by step. And the fast track, as I was thinking about this, just as we were talking, the fast track is that there's that full potential self exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Right, where you connect with your full potential self. We've talked about this a ton. It's in our trainings. But there's a really powerful exercise where you basically just connect with and embody your full potential self. It's super simple. It's really not hard, actually, at all. Like, you connect with your full potential self, easy. And then your mind kind of creates this new image, a more specific image of, like, who you are at your full potential. And it gives you something to run after. Like, connecting with it's not the problem. It's staying connected.
Staying
right?
connected, living from, speaking from, acting from, walking from your full potential state.
That's where it gets a little bit more challenging when
Yeah.
that, person's like pushing your buttons, or who knows,
But it's possible.
Yeah, but it gives you something to go after, to see, to kind of like measure up. Not that you want to beat yourself up with comparison, but at the end of the day, objectively, you want to look at, like, okay, like, here's what I actually did, and here's what my full potential would have done.
Right.
And if they're different, then there's something to look at there and something to grow into,
Right.
which I
Right.
think is really beneficial for everybody.
Totally.
So, exercise for you, if you haven't done it, if you've got an area of your life that you really want to improve, write it down. Like,
Yeah.
start writing, like, crystallize it. And start asking the questions about, like, well, what's really not working, so that you can get more clear on that. And then your mind will immediately start to help you create solutions for it.
Exactly.
So that's our mantra snack for today.
Hope it's good. We're going to stop this snack because Kismet needs another snack. I'm hungry.
Kismet's getting hungry. So
Okay.
we're going to go eat and have an awesome
Love you
day,
guys.
everybody. Namaste.
Namaste.